God, reading is so much fun. And so is part 6 of the B2 First Reading and Use of English paper. But, in my opinion, it's also the most difficult, and that's a terrible thing. So it's very important that you know what it is and how to do it. My name is Toby, this is Smash English, and here is everything you need to know about how to do part 6 of the Reading and Use of English paper for the B2 First Cambridge exam. The B2 First Reading and Use of English paper is 1 hour and 15 minutes long. You should dedicate 30 minutes to the Use of English section, which consists of 4 parts. Part 1, 2, 3 and 4. This will then give you 45 minutes for the reading section of the exam, Part 5, Part 6 and Part 7. So that's 45 minutes for 3 reading parts, therefore we have 15 minutes per reading part. Great! So, what about Part 6? For Part 6 of the B2 First Reading and Use of English paper, you will be given a text. Yeah, obviously. However, within the text there will be 6 missing sentences. You will be given 7 possible sentences, A, B, C, D, E, F and G, and you must put these sentences in the correct spaces. And yes, there are 6 spaces, but 7 possible sentences. This means that if you get one wrong, you are very likely to get another wrong. And if you get more than 2 wrong, then, well, it's gonna be a disaster. And that's another terrible thing. Now let's have a look at what Part 6 of the B2 First Reading and Use of English paper will look like in your examination paper. Let's look at an example.
So, here is our text. You can see 6 spaces where our sentences need to go. And here are our missing sentences. Phew, isn't this amazing?
So, you're sitting down in the examination room. You've completed parts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now you have reached part 6. What sort of things should you be looking for? Well, the first and most obvious thing is the meaning. Does the sentence you are choosing match the meaning of the paragraph you are inserting it into? Obviously. Does the sentence make sense in the context? This one's really obvious, right? So let's go ahead. You should also be looking out for pronouns. Words like him, they, we, us, it, that. When you see something like this, you should ask yourself, what is him referring back to? What is that referring back to? What is this referring back to? I guarantee it, if you do that, it will help you answer at least some of the questions in Part 6. And if you're thinking, Toby, I don't understand what you're talking about, well, let's look at an example together.
Toby is the super awesome CEO of Smash English. A. His beauty is admired throughout the world, and as a result, many have offered him great sums in the form of donations. Or B. Their faces glisten in the light of their computer monitors as they consume endless hours of Smash English.
Our answer must be A, because his refers back to Toby, while in B, their refers back to... I have absolutely no idea. They? Who are they? Dunno. He? Who is he? He is me. Toby. Fantastic. So yes, our answer is A. Make sure you look for pronouns and names. It will help you. It will help you a lot. I promise. You should also be paying attention to linking expressions. Words like in addition, moreover, furthermore, and, although, however. This will help you see if the ideas you are linking together by inserting a sentence are connected. For example, if you see the expression in addition in one of the missing sentences, but there are no ideas in the paragraph to be added to, then, well, it can't be that sentence, can it? Because it contains a linking expression that is not connected to the paragraph, right? Yeah. If you see the word however in a possible sentence, but there is no contrast between that sentence and what is contained before it in the paragraph, then, well, obviously that is not the correct sentence either. Okay, right, here is an example.
Toby is the super awesome CEO of Smash English. His beauty is admired throughout the world, and as a result, many have offered him great sums in the form of donations. A. He enjoys regular walks alone by the beach, contemplating life's rhythms and conundrums. Or B. In spite of this, he has a most humble character, and seldom seeks the praise of others.
A could technically be correct here, because he refers back to Toby. However, it doesn't logically flow from the preceding sentence. B talks about how humble he is, and he refers back to Toby. And the contrast is that Toby is humble, despite the fact that people give him gifts and that he is very beautiful. Obviously. So yeah, look out for linking expressions. And the last thing you should look out for is... look out for time expressions. Things like these days, nowadays, long ago, used to, many years ago. You get the idea. Let's look at an example.
From a very young age, Toby was able to speak English. His teachers were incredibly impressed at this. A. By the time he was 6 years old, he was considered fluent. Or B. English is known far and wide as being the most difficult of all the languages, especially for English people.
So here, potentially both sentences could fit. However, A is better. This is because by the time he was 6 years old is a time expression that is connected to from a very young age. Furthermore, this, in his teachers were incredibly impressed at this, refers back to the fact that he was considered fluent from a very young age. This, in reference to B, would be the fact that English is very difficult, and why would teachers be impressed with the fact that English is difficult? I don't know, so no. The answer's A. So then, now I have given you some advice, and we have done a few examples, why don't we try to do an entire part 6 together? Oh my gosh, Toby, that makes me feel very, very intimidated. But don't worry, because I think that we can do it, as a team.
So here we have a text about ballet dancing. It may be tempting to ignore the first paragraph and start reading the second paragraph directly, as it is here that our missing sentence is located. However, this would be a big mistake. Read the first sentence of paragraph 2. As a former dancer in the Royal Ballet Company here in Britain, I would beg to question this. What does this refer to? To find out, we need to read paragraph 1. Without knowing what this refers to in paragraph 2, we cannot choose an appropriate sentence. So, read paragraph 1 now and try to understand what this at the beginning of paragraph 2 refers to. Pause the video here. This refers to the idea that dancers spend every waking hour in pain, bodies at breaking point, their smiles a pretense. In paragraph 2, the writer is disagreeing with this point of view. So which sentence here disagrees with the point of view that dancing is painful, unpleasant, and unhealthy? Could it be A? Well, A is talking about neural pathways. It's not really connected. What about B? B talks about the ballet shoe. Maybe the writer thinks that thanks to the ballet shoe, dancing is not painful, unpleasant, and unhealthy. But then, in paragraph 2, we have the pronoun it. It cannot be in reference to the ballet shoe, as a ballet shoe cannot have any demands. Okay, so what about C? C is about technology. Paragraph 2 makes no further mention of technology. Moreover, it seems to agree with this in paragraph 1, so it cannot be C. How about D? D agrees that ballet dancing is extreme, but disagrees with the point of view that it is dangerous. This is in contrast to the this in I would beg to question this, so it fits here. Furthermore, ballet technique is the it mentioned afterwards in paragraph 2. Then we have mention of breaking bones and tearing muscles. All of this relates to ballet dancing and danger. This means our answer is D.
Phew, that took a while. So, what have we learned from doing this question together? Number 1, please read all of the surrounding text, and this may include surrounding paragraphs. To answer this question, we needed to know what this referred to at the beginning of paragraph 2. But to know what this was in reference to, we had to read paragraph 1. So please remember, don't try and skip parts of the reading. You need to read it all to understand the sense. Yes, the sense. Number 2, we paid particular attention to pronouns. Without the pronouns this and it, we would have found this very difficult. So yes, pay attention to your pronouns. And number 3, pay attention to the meaning. Obviously, there was nothing in this paragraph about technology, and so our missing sentence wasn't going to be about technology, right? Obviously. So, let's look at another question.
So, here is our paragraph. Read it now. Finished? Good. What is the author saying? They are talking about how many ballet classes they have taken, how long their career has been, and how they have practiced ballet every morning from a very young age, and that this was necessary. Can we see any clues after our missing sentence? Well, the writer states, but for a ballet dancer in particular, this lengthy period has to come before the effects of adolescence set in. This means our missing sentence should be in contrast to this sentence. We know this because we have but. Moreover, our missing sentence should contain a lengthy period, because we have the pronoun this. So then, let's see what we can find. What about A? No, it cannot be A because endless tries are not a lengthy period. Also, our paragraph is talking about physical flexibility and not neural pathways. Could it be B? Well, no, because there is no mention of a lengthy period. It cannot be C for the same reason. It cannot be D for the same reason. It cannot be F for the same reason. This leaves us with G. Our lengthy period here is a decade. This sentence is about any physical discipline, and this is then contrasted with but in the following sentence. So, our answer is G.
Boy, oh boy, that was so much fun. And because this was so much fun, we're going to do another one.
By now, you know what to do. Read the entire paragraph. You need to understand what the writer is talking about. Finished? Marvellous. Here, the writer is talking about how little ballet has changed over the years. Prior to our missing sentence, the writer is talking about a 75-minute routine. The sentence after our gap contains the pronoun it and begins with even. Even here is used for emphasis. So this sentence must be a direct continuation of the idea in the prior sentence. So let's see. Could our answer be A? No, because nothing in A would correspond to the pronoun it, so we can eliminate A. Could it be B? No, because the ballet shoe is irrelevant to this. Could it be C? No, because there is nothing in C for dancers to do. And what would correspond to it? Physicality? Technology? It would make no sense. Could it be E? It cannot be E. The pronoun it in the following sentence would be the principal, and you cannot do a principal. So that leaves F. It in the last sentence refers back to the ballet routine mentioned earlier in the paragraph, and this in F also refers back to this routine. Even following our space is emphasizing the point made in sentence F. F states that the well-established members have to do this routine, and the following sentence stresses this with even the leading dancers have to do it. So there we go. The answer is F.
So, we've done 3. This means we have 3 more to go. And yes, this takes time. However, If you do the first questions carefully, you will find that you get quicker towards the end. And this is because there will be fewer remaining sentences to choose from. At the beginning, we had 7, and now we only have 4. So, yeah, this is going to be really, really easy. So, let's get back to it.
Here is our next paragraph. Read it now. So, what is it about? This paragraph talks about the importance of everyday classes. Prior to our space, we have the expression, practice makes perfect. So we can assume that this sentence is going to be related to that in some way. After our space, we have the pronoun this, referring to daily repetition. We also have the linking expression and. The linking expression and refers to the strengthening of muscles resulting from this daily repetition. This suggests that muscle strengthening is an additional benefit to this daily repetition. So we need a sentence that includes some form of daily repetition and gives a benefit of this daily repetition that is not related to muscles, because we have the linking expression and. So, let's see what we can find. Could it be E? Well, maybe practice makes perfect is the principle. However, I don't think the principle, practice makes perfect, is connected to pushing your body to the limit. Also, there is no mention here of a daily repetition. I don't think that this fits well. Could it be B? Well, again, I see no relationship between this paragraph and the ballet shoe. Also, no mention of daily repetition here, so no. What about A? Well, endless tries is daily repetition. Good. We also have the benefits in the form of developing neural pathways. The paragraph then adds an additional benefit in the form of muscle strengthening, so that connects our linking expression and. So yeah, our answer here is A.
Okay, 2 more to go, but now we only have 3 possible sentences, so this should be really, really simple.
Here is our next paragraph, and yes, you know what to do. This paragraph is again about repeatedly doing something over a long period of time and making greater and greater demands on the body, but slowly. We only have 3 choices. Again, we don't want B. We are not talking about a ballet shoe, so let's not waste time looking at it. What about C? Well, after our space, we have the expression in the same way. I cannot see anything after our space that would connect with the life of a ballet dancer being hard to imagine thanks to technology, so we can eliminate C. So, by process of elimination, that leaves us with E, but let us check to be extra careful. The principle is identical in the gym. Well, what is this principle? Well, the fact that the body is designed to adapt to the demands we make of it, provided we make them carefully and over time. Carefully and over time match with pushing yourself to the limit but not beyond. Obtaining the desired result, as a result of going to the gym, matches with in the same way. So yeah, our answer is E.
Last one, and now we only have 2 sentences to choose from, so this should be really, really obvious from the meaning, right? Well, let's have a look.
Here is our final paragraph. Before even reading it all, we can see the subject they. Who could they refer to? Well, it must be in our missing sentence. We have 2 options, B or C. Let's look at B. Could they refer to the ballet shoe? Well, no, because the ballet shoe is singular. What about the muscles? Well, grammatically it's possible, however a muscle cannot be misled, so no. So what about C? They could refer to most people, and people can be misled, so yeah, the answer must be C.
And with that, we are finished. Now you know everything you need to know to deal with part 6 of the B2 First Reading and Use of English paper. If you liked the video, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, leave a comment down below. My name is Toby, and this was Smash English.